Welcome to the Magnet Pool, where we dive into Miami-Dade's most innovative and creative magnet programs that truly make Miami-Dade County Public Schools your best choice in education. I'm your host, Dr. Magda Castro-Pereira, Administrative Director in the Office of Innovation and School Choice. Miami Senior High isn't just Miami's oldest school. It's truly a landmark. A beautifully restored campus with more than a century of history, a powerful sense of community, and two long-lasting magnet programs that truly have shaped our leaders today. The magnet programs that Miami High has is the Legal and Public Affairs Magnet, as well as the Teaching Profession Magnet Program. And with me today, I have two amazing teachers from Miami High. Ms. Haedy Enriquez, the early childhood magnet teacher, as well as Ms. Davalyn Suarez, the English and legal magnet teacher. And together we're going to dive in to Miami High's historical legacy, as well as the innovation that they bring forth as we prepare our future leaders of tomorrow, our future advocates, as well as our future educators. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Oh my goodness, this is exciting. When we talk about Miami High, instantaneously, we have a visual of your historical landmark school. It is groundbreaking legacy that has been a staple in Miami, Florida forever. Right? So it bring great joy to not only highlight the amazing magnet programs you have, but also dive deep, hopefully with your help, with the tradition and the history that goes along with being at Miami High. So let's ground our audience really with the foundation, right? The history, the traditions, what occurs, the community, because you have a very powerful community that follows you. So, Haedy, can you tell us that powerful sense of tradition and community that you see at your school?
Well, at our school, it's established in 1903. We're all about traditions. I mean, we still do homecoming with floats and the whole 9 yards. I think this year we had like 11 floats or something like that. We do a whole parade. Every single day there's an event. It doesn't matter how big or small. And that just keeps everyone together. The kids entertained, doing things in school, working together, socializing. And a lot of things are new and some things are very old, and we just continue them because they're part of tradition. And a lot of alumni come back to that because they like to see how what they did many, many years ago is still continuing.
Right. Floats. Can you imagine? Like, I can't even remember. I think in high school we did floats, but that you still continue that tradition, it really is what Miami High is all about.
Yeah.
Right? You don't hear that. I've been a principal at a high school. We never did floats. But then again, it might be a new thing for others. But great opportunity to build that culture. And that's what Miami High is about, right? We see not only in your current students that you have, but in your alum that come back and give back to Miami High, as well as a lot of our educators in Miami-Dade County Public Schools are alum from Miami High, right? So that pride of being a Stingaree is very important, right? So talk to me a little bit about how your magnet programs really contribute to this legacy, right? You have two amazing magnet programs, historical magnet programs, the Legal Public Affairs, as well as the Teaching Profession. So talk to me a little bit about how do they contribute to the legacy at Miami High?
Well, the Teach Magnet, we have since 2019, we established a preschool and on-site learning lab, Baby Sings Preschool, and now our high schoolers get to have hands-on experience with kids, and they're the ones that lead the preschool and help with the kids and teach them. And then in our Law Magnet, we have a courthouse, like a real whole entire courtroom, and we have lawyers and legal professionals that teach them, inspire them,
Yeah, I think it's really great. When you were saying alumni, so I'm alumni from Miami Senior High.
Oh my God, that's great.
And I think it's so important that like we have like 80% of our faculty is alumni. And I mean, starting from our principal,
Right.
Mr. Valdez, who's so many of us that lead programs there and like work there. So it's super exciting and it's super great. And our legal magnet program, like Haedy was saying, really establishes that like real life courtroom. Like we have a courtroom, the kids get to do mock trials, they get to do debates, they do all this stuff that whether they're going to be an attorney or not, or an advocate or not, they're all transferable skills.
Right. It's exposure.
It's exposure. So they feel confident in who they are. They feel confident as citizens. And like what you were saying, so much of our alumni comes back, whether it's in homecoming to help push a float or it's to like really just like spend time with them and be with them. And I know in the law magnet, there's so many times where like attorneys from the community and judges from the community come and just speak. And for a lot of our kids, I'm first generation as well. I'm an attorney that practiced, you know, for a few years before coming back to teach. And to have that experience of like the kids see, oh my God, you were here and you graduated from here and now you get to do that. It's really, really cool. So whichever magnet they choose, we do a really nice job of making sure the kids do hands-on stuff and not just like sit there and like get a lecture from one of us.
I think a lot of kids also, there's legacy kids, you know, their parents were an alumni and they look forward to like, I'm finally here where my parents have been talking about this for so many years. I'm here, I'm doing the homecoming, I'm doing it all. And like, it's just, they look forward to being at Miami High.
And you touched upon my next question, so you probably answered it, but I'm going to offer it to you again because maybe you have a different perspective, right? So that experience, that student experience that they receive, how much of it transfers to the parents, right? Because like you said, you have so many students that their parents have graduated from Miami High as well. So what does that experience look like for the students? You know, I'm going to let you answer it. I could answer it for you.
Yeah, I think it's so exciting. It's like your kid. So I'm freshman board advisor, right? And one of the freshmen, which is in the teaching magnet as well, her mom went to Miami High. And immediately day one at the parent orientation, it's like, oh my God, I'm so happy my daughter's going to be here. And I'm so happy she's going to be like in these programs. So I think, how does it transfer? The parents are just so excited and like the excitement is contagious. And then the kids want to do well, because they know that the pride that their parent has, they want to make sure they're like living up to that.
That it's that legacy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, truly spectacular, because that culture is something that has evolved, right? And we continue to say that Miami High is a landmark, right? But it's the culture of it is so strong that when you walk through those halls, you feel it. You know, you feel it when you look around the buildings and your parents and your alum and your 80% of your faculty is an alum.
Yes.
That just sets the bar so high, right?
Yes. And I think that parents feel safe in that too, where they're like, my child is going to a school of like all these leaders and administrators and teachers that also went to this school.
Right.
So I think that's just
and basically part of the same community.
Exactly. So we're going to segue into educators, right? Because especially nowadays, right? We want to be able to provide our students in the teaching profession the skills necessary to become educators, right, in the future. So talk to me a little bit about your teaching profession, the magnet program, industry certifications, right? So for high school, it's so important that we prepare our students not only for college and career, and not only for college, right, but to be career ready. And I think that a lot of our magnet programs do offer not only advanced coursework and rigorous coursework and those pathways to acquire dual enrollment and all of that, but industry certifications is something that you're learning soft and hard skills simultaneously, right? So talk to us a little bit about your program and how students are acquiring all of those industry certifications.
So at Miami High, we do the early childhood education program. It is 4 levels, levels 1 through 4. And what's so special about that is that usually they start as ninth graders, and then we have them for 4 years. So we see them evolve. We're very like close-knit family. We're going to have them every year, and we see them grow, and they grow with us. And myself and Miss Rodriguez, we co-direct Baby Stings Preschool. And since we are 2 teachers and we don't know what kids we're going to get every year, we kind of plan together to make sure that no matter who they fall under, we're on the same path. There's a lot of, they have to do their CDA binder, they have to do 7 DCF courses, 7 DCF exams. So we kind of break it down so that it's not all lands in their senior year, because we know in their senior year, they're already in another mindset, which is, where am I going to go to college? What am I going to do afterwards? So, we do like baby steps, because right now, like, that's what our generation needs. They need like a guide to help them. So, level 1, we focus on the foundation, learning about the different age groups, the milestones. Then we start our CDA binder. We do little things like that. Then level 2 is when we dive really deep into the DCF courses. They do all 7 courses.
Wow.
By March, they'll do the 7 exams. I try to do like 3 one day and 3 4 the other, like 2 days, because 7, one time we did 7 and it's a lot for them. And then we try to finish the CDA binder. And by that time, now in level 3 and 4, they're ready to work with the children, because they already know all the rules and regulations. They know how to work with children, health, safety, nutrition, all the rules to kind of, there's children. They're 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds. Their parents have expectations for the preschoolers. Right. And they need to know this so that there's no incidents and stuff like that.
And I think a win for your program is literally the Baby Stings Preschool, because like you said, they're not only getting the necessary skill set, but they're actually working.
They're putting it in practice.
They're practicing it, and the practicality part is so important, so that they can see that they're successful, right? In the preschool, teaching them and learning. Like, my kids went to a preschool at a high school, so I know that there is huge benefits, right? Especially in the early years, where the data, right? And we say it all the time, the data shows that the students that go to preschool are better prepared for kindergarten ready, right? With those necessary skills to be able to be successful in their educational journey. And what better way than to have our high school students really have that hands-on? We talk about internships all the time and mentoring, but they're getting it every day.
Yeah, they are.
Which is such a win for that magnet program. So hopefully, I know that your applications are always, over the top, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we offer as many opportunities as possible for our students, and every student is able to apply, right? There's no prerequisites for that magnet program?
I think maybe their grades. I want to say they have to have a certain GPA to be in one of the law magnets. In either magnet. Other than that, I think it's their grades and perhaps attendance from their prior school. Right.
There's a basic eligibility. So there's no enhanced criteria or coursework necessary to be part of that program. So that's a great opportunity, and know that for our listeners and our viewers, that during this magnet application cycle, that your programs are available for all students. Talk to us. Let's dive into legal and public affairs, right? These advocates that we're preparing in your program. What type of rigorous coursework, right? When we talk about law studies or college level opportunities that they have within your magnet program.
So I think it's very rigorous and it's very hard, but it's also very approachable. And I think
That's
just
important.
to piggyback on what you were saying, like ground level entry is like encouraged, right? Like, we're going to take you at the level that you're at. If you're a student that takes school seriously and gets good grades, then we can help build you where you need to be. That's not a problem, and that's what we're there for. So I think it's very cool and exciting that they get exposure to very rigorous courses. So we have dual enrollment classes. So every year in the legal magnet, they're going to take at least one legal magnet elective. And that elective is honors. And that elective is going to be general law stuff like comprehensive law and ethics and constitutional. And then by their junior, senior year, they get the opportunity to take dual enrollment courses. And the dual enrollment, it's like a wide gamut of classes. So we have our partnerships with Miami-Dade. So they have that option. But then we also have this really cool program that we participate in. And it's like national. And some schools in each county participate, and Miami Senior High is one of them. So it's already the 4th year that we're doing it. And every school year, we take a class either every semester with Howard University or Brown University, Vanderbilt University. So Brown is one of the Ivies.
Yeah, that's great.
And they really get the opportunity to do that, which is really exciting for them.
I'm gonna talk a little bit personal with you because, as you said, you left your profession in law, and you came to teaching, which.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. But talk to me a little bit about how that transfers into your classroom, right?
Okay. So it's who I am, right? Like I'm an attorney that's also a teacher, and it's not something you can leave anywhere. Right? So the character traits have kind of like merged and they become one. But I think, again, it's exciting specifically for me because I'm alumni. So I can tell the students, like, look, guys, this is going to be hard, but it's doable and it's feasible. And I didn't leave because I didn't love it. I left because in this season of my life, this is what makes sense. Right? And I think it's important for kids to know, too, like, you go be a lawyer. And if you want to do it for 4 years, you do it for 4 years. If you want to do it for 100, you do it for 100. Right. But you don't need to be that career forever. Because like what we were talking about earlier, the skills are transferable. So if you're someone that reads well and writes well and works well, that work ethic is going to suit you well in whatever profession you choose. So as far as like how I bring it into the classroom, obviously I have a lot of friends that are lawyers. So I call them and they'll Zoom in and talk to the kids.
But that's great because you're bringing them that perspective simultaneously on a daily basis. And that's important because they see you like, wow, she's been an attorney before and now she's teaching us. I can do that. You know?
No, and it's really nice. And I think it's like, especially if you don't have them in your family or you're not like around that world, you're like, whoa, and you see it. And I'm like, no, like it's me. Like it's just a person that worked hard, did the thing, and that's it.
Right.
So I think that's good.
So in both of your magnet programs, you know, we instill these 21st century skills, right? And the student experience for parents who are deciding what is that best choice for my child, right? Which program do I select, especially since we're in the middle of the magnet application window? Talk to me about that student experience, right? What does a day in the life of a student in your schools looks like? Because that's what parents want to know, right? How is my child going to feel and go through a day in the life in Miami High?
I feel like it depends on the child on what they want to, you know, the kind of experience they want to have. I feel like at Miami High, you can't just sit back. Like, you know, even if you play a sport or you're in just one club, I don't even think they're in one. They have to be like in multiple because they like, you know, their friend is in one. Okay, I want to be in that one and that one. And it just continues. So a day, your child will be there probably till 6 p.m. or more. You know, sometimes we got to kick them out. And it's not that they're not being supervised. It's just that there's a lot of things happening. Just the other day, there was a gingerbread
Yes. So
like
yesterday
contest.
we were in school doing a gingerbread contest. So
you know,
going back to that word again, culture, community, like we're going to
and
do
like
all
the clubs participate in it. It doesn't matter. Or sometimes even sports are like, okay, we want to do one too. So then now you have a space where all these different types of clubs and sports are just doing one common thing, and they're there listening to music, you know, playing around, fully doing this.
It's the community.
It's the community,
you know, and it's a gingerbread house. It's very, it's something, you know, like a lot of younger kids do it, but now you have high schoolers who want to do it too, and they have fun.
You know, it's the culture that's instilled in Miami High. Listen, in high school, there's so many extracurricular activities, right? So the kids are in clubs and multiple clubs at one given time, plus their magnet program and those activities after school, plus a sport. So there's so much engagement. But I've said it so many times, and as a former principal, I used to tell my parents all the time this: if your child is happy, everything else will fall into place. You don't have to worry about your child. Academically, they will succeed. Social emotionally, they'll be, confident. They'll have friends. They'll contribute. And having those after school activities is crucial in order for them to be able to just feel like, you know what, I want to be part of Miami High. And that feeling of, that sense of belonging is so important, especially when you're selecting your specific, programs. So we always close with this one question. What is your magnet pull at your school? What draws the students to you?
So I think we're going to go with community. So I think that's the word. So I think what pulls the kids toward a school like ours is we're a community. We're a community that wears many hats, that has a space for everyone, where you're going to belong for sure, right? And the classes are going to be hard and tough, but that's going to make you more confident. And we're going to help you along the way. And even though the classes may seem intimidating, don't ever think of it that, because we're going to, whether it's in the teaching magnet or in the law magnet, we're there with you every step of the way. And the community is what's going to draw you to Miami High and be excited to be part of Miami High.
And we also have a very strong support from our administration, our activities. I mean, we do tutoring in September already. We offer tutoring. So even if a student is struggling, there's always help. And there is something for every single student, no matter what you like. They're gonna find something that they enjoy, and they're gonna make their little clique.
They're friends.
Yeah.
There's so many I'm going to say academic pathways offered in Miami High, but the support mechanism is there to support each and every one to ensure that they are successful. Right. So thank you both for joining me today. It's been an amazing conversation. And for our listeners and our viewers that want to see Miami High or select you, they can go and visit you, and your doors are open, right? You have always the sense of community and belonging. So thank you so much for joining us. A big thank you to our listeners and our viewers, as well as Community Newspaper, for offering this platform to share our educational stories with you. To our families out there, our magnet application is open through January the 15th. We encourage you to select up to 5 magnet programs, of which Miami High, as you heard today, could be one of them. Next Saturday, December the 13th, at Miami-Dade College West Campus, from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you have an opportunity to explore over 100 schools in the central region, of which Miami High will be there. So come visit us next Saturday. Family, stay connected with us. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. Our handle is at Miami Magnets for upcoming information, as well as our magnet application windows. And that is it for today's episode of The Magnet Pool. Stay drawn to what inspires you, and we'll see you next time on The Magnet Pool.